What's going on, everyone? Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report, our live Thursday show. Great to have all of you guys with us as we're going to jump into the latest news and rumors, plus the NFL trade deadline this upcoming Tuesday. And there's been a lot of chatter about people going out of the Cleveland Browns organization. So how about we spin zone? How about we talk about maybe players coming to the Browns, because it's never fun to talk about trading players away. It's infinitely more fun to talk about trading for players and bringing them to your team. So we're going to go through that. Plus, we have, as always, a live mailbag. So an opportunity for all of you guys watching today to get your questions on screen and get us ready for Browns-Bengals Monday Night Football. If you ask me on Monday or Tuesday of this week, I'm not optimistic about the Browns winning, but they are hungry at 2-5, and a win here going into the bye, play a Dolphins team that is beatable for sure. You get a Bucks team that is underwhelming, and then the Bills, you just hope for chaos. That's really the only way you're going to beat Buffalo. But predict the score for me. Browns, Bengals, let me know who you got and by how much for this Monday night clash. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one, I believe. I hope. That's all I can say right now. I really hope, because the Bengals, they were so-so to start the year. They seem to look like the reigning AFC champs the last couple of weeks. They took care of business at home against Atlanta last week. But I will remind you this. Kevin Stefanski has never lost to the Cincinnati Bengals. Think about that. Think about how many children are in Cincinnati right now that have never seen the Bengals beat the Browns. It's got to be in the tens of millions, honestly. And then the Battle of Ohio has been won by the Browns 7 of the last 8 times. I mean, the adults that have never seen the Bengals win back-to-back games against Cleveland, probably 35, 40 years old at this point. I mean, it's been that long. It really does feel like it. I don't think there's ever been a tweet sent of the Bengals have beaten the Browns 2 straight times. It feels like it's been that long. I mean, spot the lie. So let me know, Josh, where's the jersey? It's a good question, Josh. Truthfully, I just kind of forgot to put the jersey on today. That's really all it took for me. I'm not very organized, I'll be honest. I'm somewhat organized, but my mom calls me day late, dollar short. And I forgot here. All right, Shaylin, y'all know the rules. You have to super chat to get the beer shotgun. I wasn't going to bring it up, honestly, but there it is. And we did bring the Big Kahuna, the beer shotgun, into the studio. Blood was drawn last week when we used it, but we're gladiators, and we are game to give it another go here. So we're going to go through the Super Chat menu in a little bit, but first, shout out your city. Jared's got the Browns winning 27-24. Ian, I Super Chatted for the Truffle Shuffle, but got denied. Ian, I don't remember denying that. Maybe I did. Truthfully, I don't remember it, but I don't know if anyone really wants to see that. Shout out your city. Let me know where you are watching from while you get those cities in, like Levi did from Rock Creek, Ohio. Scorpion, where is the beer shotgun? Don't worry. Here's our happy hour menu. Now, last week for its debut, we did $20 for the beer shotgun. And that might have been a price too low because we got mouth blasted. No.
It was a little too much.
we took it tough. So here's my deal. It's $40 for the beer shotgun, but I'm going to make a deal with you guys because I love you guys so much. It doesn't have to come from just one singular person. If we can get 2 $20 super chats, we can combine that. So look at it as like an assist, right? A great pass, and someone's going to finish it up and put the puck in the back of the net. So that is the happy hour menu today. We got the dog bowl here, $5 super chat. You get to watch a grown man drink out of a dog bowl. Plus $46 or more in super chats. You get on the MVP wall. Got to be $46 or more in total by the end of the show. It's an elite club to be a part of. It's going to be one you're going to want to have your name on for sure. All right. So, shout out your city. Let me know. Josh is tuning in from Michigan. He's in Kalamazoo. Jason's in Boone County, West Virginia. Ty Man, the Buckeye, 49 zip brownies. I love it. Renee, 2814. Nathan's in Toledo. Renee is in Myrtle Beach. Let me know where you guys are watching from today. Patrick Seaman and I, we've got a pretty fun show planned out for you guys today. Wouldn't you say so, Patrick?
We got some great stuff planned for you guys.
Yeah.
Except for, I'm not going to spoil it, but Petey's underdog is absolutely
It's
atrocious
awesome.
today.
Josh, why $46? I did it for the Browns being founded, whatever, in 1946. I don't know if that was the best well thought out number, but I thought it's kind of cool. Like $50 is just like, where's the connection there? You know? Yeah, I'll show them the wheel. You talk while I get it out.
I'll give some shout outs. We got Brody Larson in Columbus, Ryan Chudry in Dayton, Ohio, as Petey is getting the wall ready for you
Here's
guys.
a Super Chat wall of fame right here. The MVP wall, okay?
How many did we add last week?
From the Thursday show?
Yeah.
Probably about 3 or 4 names,
Yeah,
I would say
it's an
so.
elite club.
It's a great club to be a part of. I mean, Gregory's on it, the Brown Tiger, Scorpion, Jarrett, Ryan, Dr. Crew, Mac, Greasy Flight. There are some legends of the channel that are on the wall. And if you want to be a part of it, $46 or more at the end of the show, and it's all yours here. All right, Thomas is in Phoenix, Arizona. Billy Moss, Youngstown on top. Fusion Heating and Cooling, Hurricane, West Virginia. Ryan, we added at least 6 last week. Ryan's the official secretary of the show now. I think that's the way it works here. All right, really quickly, help me settle a little bit of debate I had with Patrick before the show started. Rank these fast food franchises in order of French fries. I just want to know French fries. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, 1 through 3, only take into account French fries. That's all I want to know here. Brown Tiger with a super chat. Let's go. This one hurts my feelings. Wow. I thought Brown Tiger and I were good friends. And throw it on screen, Patrick. How much can we get for Matthew Petey on trade? Definitely not second-round talent. You're right. First-round talent. First-round talent, Brown Tiger. Don't forget my super thanks. Patrick, you want to throw that on screen next? I was never going to forget Brown Tiger. Don't worry, buddy. You know what? I think I'm first-round talent to a team like the Dolphins that's probably more than just one player away than they think they are. All right, Brown Tiger did send in a super thanks as well. While I get my dog bowl out here, Patrick, you want to read this bad boy?
Yeah, I got you. So Brown Tiger came through with a super thanks on a VOD. He says, as a Clemson fan, our head coach came up with the phrase all in. He would have a poker chip that said all in, and you would put it in a bucket as you went onto the field. The meaning behind it is, when you are on the field, I want you to be all in. Watch out, Petey. I want you to give it your all, and if you come up short, you come up short. But you know you gave it your all you had. I think a lot of these players need to hear this message. Got me ready to run through a wall.
Yeah, I mean, Dabo can do that. Pizza parties and poker chips. That's what Dabo's good for. All right, Brown Tiger, as always, thank you for the super chat. Ryan with another super right here. This is a very good point Ryan raises. Chick-fil-A waffle fries are elite.
We had those today.
We had those for lunch. It was
go.
great. It was awesome. You're right. Chick-fil-A waffle fries are elite. Josh saying Burger King, McDonald's, and then Wendy's. I think Burger King, for being a fast food place, has such bad fries, it's almost a crime against America. Shay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to out you, but she's a big BK gal. And, yeah, Burger King French fries suck. I don't know how they can be that bad for being a fast food place.
Shout out to Mark. He said Rallies. Rallies has elite
Checkers and
fries.
Rallies? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
elite.
That's a good one here. Okay. Steak and shake fries are bussin', as my kids say. I like steak and shake fries. So shoestring fries. Exactly. All right. We're going to get back on track here. Give me your trade ideas. It is the NFL trade season right now. Trade deadline on Tuesday. And we were talking about this. I was going back and forth with someone on Twitter. I think it was Billy Moss, if I remember correctly. And maybe Billy's watching. And we were talking about last year's trade deadline, which had very little movement. There was no big moves. This year, we've already seen Robert Quinn and Kadarius Toney get traded, and I expect some other big names to get moved. I think people like Bradley Chubb and Jerry Jeudy, I feel like one of the two of them is bound to get traded, especially if Denver loses to Jacksonville in London on Sunday. Other names to watch for, I don't think Brian Burns gets traded, but Chase Claypool. Apparently the Steelers are planting their flag that they are not settling for anything less than what they believe he's worth. I don't know what they believe he is worth. I think he is a third-round guy, but maybe they're seeking a second. I think he peaked his rookie year. I really do think that. All right. Billy Moss, I am watching. Okay, there we go. Luth, AMF, here's an idea. Forget the Hunt trade. We're going to talk about the Kareem Hunt trade. Like the OGs of the channel know, I have been a very strong opponent of trading Kareem Hunt. But now that the Browns are 2-5, and here's the bigger issue I have with it. It's not just that they're 2-5. I don't say that as like time to sell, they're giving up. No. But Kareem Hunt has 9 carries in the last 2 weeks. So he's not going to be heavily utilized, and he's not coming back next year, which he isn't at this rate. Why not get a pick for a guy for the last 9-10 games of the season? That's all I'm saying. It's one thing to trade Kareem Hunt if he's awesome for you right now, right, and you're 2-5. That's a different conversation. But, like for example, like the Broncos with Bradley Chubb, where he's really, really good this year, but they're not where they want to be. It's not that Hunt stinks, but he's definitely not playing for someone that looks like they're going to get an extension at 27. He has been minimalized in the offense the last 2 weeks. On the last year of his deal, a 4th rounder, that's not too shabby. That really isn't too shabby at all here. Billy Moss, John Johnson is 100% gone after this year. I agree. The Browns can save a good chunk of change by not keeping him on the books for the 3rd year of his deal. And for a guy that preaches all about accountability and finishing off plays, he didn't do anything when Gus Edwards walked right by him into the end zone on Sunday. So I agree with that. Super chat coming in from Brown Tiger. Any way we can get a great defensive tackle on trade or picks? Good question, Brown Tiger. The biggest name of the bunch is, of course, Daron Payne. Wouldn't be shocked to see if Cleveland went after a lower-level name. Matt Ioannidis from the Panthers is a guy to maybe keep an eye on. I mean, Carolina definitely hitting that sell button, so those are some names out there. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Now, if you want to beat the Bengals, like today's video, I'm talking myself into it a little bit. I really am getting there now. It's Monday Night Football. It's at home, and I can already picture it now. You ready? It's right like 5 minutes before kickoff. The entire ESPN Monday Night Football crew has their picks in, and it's just Bengals across the board. And it's like, well, that's not what you want to see if you're the Bengals, where everyone thinks you're going to win. Like New England last week against Chicago. I'm all the way there. I'm not all the way there. I will be come Monday. I promise you that much. I am that messed up in the head. All right. Get your questions in for our mailbag at the end of the show. You can use hashtag Browns, or like Brown Tiger did just a moment ago, you could super chat, skip the line, and guarantee a spot on screen. So if you've got a question you want to ask for our mailbag portion of the show, get those questions in early and often using hashtag Browns or super chat. All right, Levi, Kareem Hunt for Chase Claypool, probably not going to happen. I don't think there's going to be an interdivision trade, and I don't think the Steelers want to take carries away from Najee Harris, who I don't get why there's so much buzz around Najee Harris, like being this awesome running back. Is it just me, or is everyone else like, well, when is he actually going to live up to the first-round expectations? Because he had a bad offensive line last year, but at some point, first-round talent is supposed to overcome those types of shortcomings, and I haven't seen it. All right, here is what we have coming up on today's show. We got the latest news and rumors, of course, as always, thanks to our Bernie Kosar heads. 3 trade targets to go through as well. A lot of chit-chat about people going out the door. What about bodies coming in the door? And as always, a live Q&A with hashtag Browns or super chatting at the end of the show. All right, are we ready on the 1s and 2s? Producer Patrick Seaman? I think so. Okay, here we go. We're going to jump into a live edition of the Cleveland Browns, breaking down the latest news and rumors. What's going on, Browns fans? Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report by Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson here during our live show every Thursday at 4 Eastern. If you're watching this later, I invite you to join us next Thursday at 4 o'clock. Now, we got the latest news and rumors to get to today. Unfortunately, we've got some injury news to get to, and I kind of want to get that out of the way first, as Denzel Ward is still in concussion protocol, and that is not good to see, all right? Stefanski on Denzel Ward said no update, still in concussion protocol. Now, what makes me concerned about this is, one, concussions are never something you want to play with, right? It's a very serious injury, but it's not Denzel Ward's first concussion. Remember back in his rookie season, back in 2018, at the end of the season, he had 2 concussions about 2 weeks apart. This is now his 3rd documented concussion of his NFL career, and usually if you're not back after a 1 week or 2, you almost get the sense of, could this be a longer-term concussion? Now, this one was graded grade 1. I'm not a neurologist. I'm not really sure what grade 1 necessarily means in terms of how long you're going to be out for. But the fact that Denzel Ward has been shut down the last 2 weeks and no practice and no real optimism about him coming back to practice anytime soon doesn't make me optimistic that he will play Monday night. Might just give him Monday night off, and then with the bye after that, wait for the following week against Miami. All right, we got some more news and rumors to get into, but if you are joining us for the first time today or somewhat recently, we've got these Bernie heads we like to use here at the channel as sort of a scale of believability. So 0 Bernie heads is fake news, meaning just disregard it, it's fake news. 4 Bernie heads believe when it's a fact, F-A-C-T, you can count on it. So, the first segment on today's show, trade for Jabrill Peppers, just 1 Bernie head. I saw this online, and I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention because it's a familiar name, of course, right? Former first-round pick for the Cleveland Browns that was instrumental in the Odell Beckham Jr. trade, but Pro Football Focus reported that the Patriots have been fielding calls on multiple players, like Isaiah Wynn and Jabrill Peppers. So, could Andrew Berry, who, remember, was not the GM when he was traded to New York, bring back a familiar name and face in Jabrill Peppers? Now, the Browns need improvement at safety. They desperately do. Delpit is not getting the job done in pass coverage. Johnson's not getting the job done in really almost everything at times. It feels like he's just so wildly inconsistent. But it doesn't really make a lot of sense when you're 2-5 to be trading for players, right? Usually it's the opposite. Here's my one avenue to it being 1 Bernie head and not fake news, is it's unlikely that the Browns are going to be buyers of any sorts here. But if there is one GM to be aggressive and to look at a player and say, it's only going to cost a 6th or a 7th, and I think they could come in here and make our football team better, and I'm not counting out our locker room, I think it would be Andrew Berry. Now, Jabrill Peppers, unfortunately, did deal with some injuries lately. His last season for the Giants suffered torn Achilles. That was a bummer to see. And then this year with the with the Patriots so far, he's been healthy, and that's been great to see. He's been good enough to kind of enter trade rumor circles, but not so good that the Patriots say there's no way we're going to move on from him. But remember back with the Cleveland Browns, 2017, 2018? He's just a playmaker, right? Started at free safety, then got moved to strong safety. His days with the team up north, he did a lot of great things. They utilized him in pretty much every position, from punt returner to linebacker to running back. And Jabrill Peppers, the guy's just a gamer, right? He did some great things for the Browns. It was a bummer to see him be a part of that Odell Beckham Jr. trade, especially now knowing that I don't know if really either side truly won that trade, but I guess you got to air side to the Giants because at least they didn't even hold on to Peppers that much longer than OBJ, just an extra season. But chime in for me here. Should the Browns trade for Jabrill Peppers, right? Should they bring in an improvement, in my eyes, to the safety room that is probably the second weakest link in this entire team, just barely behind the defensive tackles, which isn't saying much here. Y for yes or N for no? Really curious what you guys are going to say about this one. Now, here at the channel, we are rocking and rolling. In fact, we are just over 100 subs away from reaching 14,000 subscribers. It's been an awesome journey getting to this point so far, but we're not slowing down. So if you have not subscribed yet, help me reach this goal before kickoff on Monday Night Football. I know there's 109 of you guys watching right now who are not subscribed. Please consider doing so, and you get free daily Browns content. All right, story number 2. David Njoku, is he playing on Monday Night Football against the Bengals? Just one Bernie head. That's all I'm giving this story here. You might have seen this pop up on Twitter or in your news cycles that David Njoku is potentially going to play Monday night. I mean, let's go back in time a little bit. After the loss against the Ravens, Adam Schefter reported that David Njoku suffered a high ankle sprain that will not require surgery, but it is expected to sideline him 2 to 5 weeks. So best case scenario is 2 weeks, which would be, I guess, the following game after the bye week against the Dolphins. But everyone pretty much crossed out this Monday night against the Bengals. Well, evidently, Njoku did not hear. All right, Zach Jackson from The Athletic reporting, Njoku said he's always optimistic, so he believes he can be back soon. He says he's working to do whatever is necessary to get back to health. Asked about Monday, we'll see. I'm itching. That's the big word. I'm itching right there. And it's been pretty widely reported now at this point that Njoku is going to do everything he can to play Monday night. Ultimately, I think the decision will come down to Stefanski, the coaching staff, and the medical staff. I'm not optimistic whatsoever. That's why I gave it just one Bernie head. I think this is just Njoku being very ambitious. You love to see that. He wants to compete. He's having the best year of his career, and he wants to be out there with his teammates, and he is showing that he is not just going to go 2 to 5 weeks. All right, I'll see you guys in November. No, he's going to do everything he can to play this Monday night on Halloween. Now, Njoku has been very instrumental in this passing game for Cleveland. He has the second most targets through the air, tied with Donovan Peoples-Jones. So, Njoku, like I said, has been having an awesome season so far. The injury was a major bummer, but if he is itching and maybe even close to playing this week against Cincinnati, say he doesn't play this week, there's reason to believe coming off the bye, 2 weeks off, he could be ready to go against Miami the following week, where he can maybe keep pace to reach 1,000 yards. I mean, these are just projections, but you want to know what's really tanking his total yards this season? It's 7 yards in week 1 against Carolina. Since then, he's been good for 6 to 8 grabs a night, maybe even more than that, for 75-plus yards. Now, if Njoku is going to miss more than just 1 week, Harrison Bryant is going to be the next man up. Remember Pharaoh Brown, the guy they just signed from the Texans not long ago? Well, he is in concussion protocol. I like Harrison Bryant. I don't know if that's an unpopular take, but I'm a fan of Bryant. I like what he does. I think he's got a knack for finding some open space, and he's got good hands as well. Is he probably ever going to rise up to be a legit tight end one? No. But I think Harrison Bryant is primed for a good old random brownie 5 years from now. Who remembers Harrison Bryant? Oh, yeah, he wasn't too bad. All right, we got some more segments to get to on today's show, but I got to tell all of you guys watching about BetUS. So that is today's sportsbook partner that's got a great deal for the dog pound. When you go to chatsports.com/bet, use promo code Browns125. Well, BetUS, they're going to hook you up with a 125% deposit bonus. Now, here at Chat Sports, producer Patrick Seatman and I work hand in hand. He is a Vikings fan. He just saw this on screen as the first time as you guys are right now, and he does not like that my underdog pick for this Sunday, I like the Cardinals. And here's why. Minnesota's coming off a bye. Everyone is just running with that going, coming off a bye? Well, that means they must win, especially at home. That times Call of Duty week, extra points, Kyler Murray, everyone knows about it now, which means if everyone knows about it, it's debunked. So you couple those two things together, I like the Cardinals. Everyone's sleeping on them. Everyone thinks to run away for the Vikes. No, give me the Cardinals money line and thank me later when you're a billionaire after this one hits. All right, next segment on today's show. Kareem Hunt to Buffalo. I saved this one for the end. We've talked about it for quite some time here on the last week on the channel, but it is NFL trade deadline week. I'm giving it 3 Bernie heads. I'm giving 3 Bernie heads. Whether it's Buffalo, which I think is the most logical landing spot, or somewhere else. I think ultimately, if the reports are true, that all it takes is a 4th-round pick to land Kareem Hunt. To me, that tells me on Sunday night between the Bills and the Packers, if Zach Moss, Devin Singletary can't get the job done on the ground, James Cook, then Billy Bean over in, oh, is it Billy Bean or Brandon Bean? I'm mixing up Moneyball. Brandon Bean. Yeah, I was thinking Billy Bean from Moneyball. Brandon Bean from over in Buffalo is going to pull the trigger on a trade here. So this story has been all over the place, but Sports Illustrated said the Bills are reportedly looking to trade for a running back after missing out on Christian McCaffrey. A trade they ruled was just too rich for them. The 49ers gave up an arm and a leg to get CMC. It won't cost you that much to get Christian McCaffrey. Now, the reports are the Browns are looking for a 4th-round pick. And the way that Kareem Hunt has been utilized the last 2 weeks, just 9 carries, 1 reception, 20 yards, and a goal line plunge, to me, that tells me this Browns offense, sure, I love Kareem Hunt, and I have spoken at length about not wanting to trade Kareem Hunt. But if this team's going to give him 9 carries over 2 weeks and sit at 2 and 5 before the trade deadline, tell me you wouldn't think long and hard about a 4th-rounder coming from Buffalo. That's really all I'm going to say. If Kareem Hunt was averaging 100 yards a game and had 6 touchdowns and was right there with Nick Chubb, different conversation. But for the way he has been utilized the last 2 weeks, if that's going to continue beyond the trade deadline, I know a 4th isn't sexy, and a lot of you guys going, they're not going to get anyone for a 4th. Remember all it cost to get Amari Cooper? That was a 5th. So you can do some damage with a 4th. I know Andrew Berry hasn't necessarily hit on his mid-round draft picks the last few seasons, but every extra bullet in the chamber is another opportunity for a GM to find a diamond in the rough here. All right, who you guys got, though? Upcoming game, Monday Night Football, Browns-Bengals. Let me know in the comments section below who you guys have in this one. Now, before I let you guys go and send you on your way, I want to give some shout-outs here. We had some super thanks come in on the channel. So if you're unable to join us for our live shows every Thursday for whatever reason, but still want to support the show, YouTube has a super thanks feature. It's a little heart icon with a $sign like right here-ish. And like the Brown Tiger, you can send a super thanks in and give your take so they can get on screen. Brown Tiger, an MVP of the channel, thank you very much. Sal with a super thanks as well. Appreciate you, Sal, and your contribution to the show. Goes a long way for us to get more studio time and get you guys more content here at the channel. Not myself. I did not super thanks myself, I promise, but M. Peterson also with a super chat right there. Super thanks, excuse me. So I guess I got to thank my alter ego for a little, maybe it's future me. Maybe that's what that is right there. But nevertheless, thank you very much for the super thanks, fellow M. Peterson. And then we got our comment of the day I want to show you all. So this one comes in from Wael Yasin. I don't think I pronounced that at all. I think I butchered it. But I like this comment. You are talking like our season is over. Well, it's not. We can beat the Bengals where we owned them the last 4 years. Stefanski is 4-0 against Cincinnati. Also, we can beat Tampa Bay and Brady. So we need to beat Dolphins, and it is not impossible. Especially it will be after the bye week. Think about it. I don't disagree with this thought. I really don't. And I don't think trading Kareem Hunt or Greedy Williams or Jack Conklin or someone like that is raising the white flag and going, we're punting on this year. No, I think it's them accepting, hey, we are further away than maybe we thought we were this year for competing for a Super Bowl. So let's pivot a little bit. Pick up some extra draft assets for a guy who's not coming back next year, like Kareem Hunt or Conklin or Greedy Williams most likely. Get some extra draft arsenal in our pockets and get an opportunity to get some of the younger guys some reps, right? More of Martin Emerson, some James Hudson at right tackle, Jerome Ford when he comes off IR. I don't think this is me saying the season's over. That's not my goal here. It's me trying to pitch to you guys. Just because you trade a little bit doesn't mean you're going to quit on the season. No, it means you are going Ross Geller mode. You're pivoting. Who you guys got? Let me know in the comments section below. I'm going to take a big swig. I just talked right there for a while. My mouth is dry. I saw we had some Super Chats fly in. Patrick's going to run, pick up something from his desk right now. Then we'll get those Super Chats on screen. In the meantime, let me give some shout-outs right now. Abdul Smith, trade the damn coach. Doesn't know how to put him in position to succeed. I don't know. I know Kevin Stefanski may not be the most popular man with some Browns fans right now, but what he's doing with Jacoby Brissett and still having an offense that scores 24, 25 points per game says something. And what he did last year with Baker when Baker was hurt and they weren't 1-15, 1-16, I think also says something. Now, here's my thing with Stefanski. Is he a perfect head coach? No. He's really good at managing the offense, and that's good and all. But if you can't get the defense and special teams down, then you need to find coordinators who can. And if you can't do that, then we have a problem. And right now, he is not checking the boxes on either getting defense and special teams down himself or finding people who can do that. He's a young coach. It's okay to need help. That's not a problem. But if you cannot get good help, we have an issue. Brown Tiger with a super chat. What's up, buddy? Living in the Carolinas, so it sucks to know we have the same exact record as the poverty franchise that is the Panthers. That is weird to think. I forgot with beating the Bucks, they are 2-5. That feels so weird to say out loud. The Browns, I know that they...
At least it's not the Baker Mayfield-led Panthers anymore. It's
Yeah.
the P.J. Walker. P.J. Walker has one of the wins.
P.J. Walker, I feel like inevitably at some point will probably get hurt or benched because that's just how it works in Carolina since Cam Newton really left. And Baker will come back in, and he will probably suck. And then they'll go to Sam Darnold. And that will be to fill out the bingo sheets. All three quarterbacks. So my only question is, where do you think Baker goes next year? It's tough to think right now. I think he'll go the Mitch Trubisky route and be a backup for a year and then re-become a starter.
Not a contender is going to take it. Like, there's no team that already has a quarterback that's going to want to bring him in as a backup.
No, the only thing that's different about Baker and Mitch is that Mitch is a really good locker room guy, probably, right?
No ego.
No, will Baker be okay as a backup QB?
No.
I don't. That's what might hold him back a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the Bills were like, we're fine to bring Mitch in to back up Josh Allen because he's not going to like push Josh out, right? Not push, but you know what I mean. Whereas Baker, if you went to say Kansas City to back up Mahomes,
he would be trying to start. Like,
yeah,
I guarantee you.
You know what he would
be
do?
trying to start.
Here's what he would do. He would hide Mahomes' helmet, right? And then he'd be like, Reed, like Andy, if Patty can't go, I'll go in. I don't know. He's always losing his helmet. It truthfully is unprofessional.
That's
so
a great Baker.
That's what he would do for sure. No doubt about it. All right. Soul Train with a super chat. We got some super chat MVPs I want to show here. If we can throw that on screen, Patrick. Now, we're going to get into more on the show in just a moment, but if you guys have a question you want to ask, use hashtag Browns or super chat like Ryan and Brown Tiger and Soul Train have today so far. We'll also throw the super chat menu up in just a moment. You know, Thursday shows are Patrick and I's favorite part of the entire week. It's our opportunity to hang out with you guys. Soul Train, I want a big defensive tackle, but can they get a good returner? Soul Train, I don't know if you know how things work here at Chat Sports, but we script out pretty much all of our shows, and we're going to jump into 3 trade targets for the Browns, and this feeds literally word for word into what I'll be talking about. So great minds think alike, Soul Train. That's why you're one of the MVPs here at the channel with Brown Tiger. We haven't seen Jarrett Roush yet. We have not seen Michael Warnecki yet, and we haven't seen our guy Mac yet. So if you're out there and you want to be an MVP today, feel free to drop a super chat in. Here is our happy hour menu. $2, it's a beers, cheers. Right on cue, Michael Warnecki. $5, it's a dog bowl. $10, we break the fireball shots out here. $40, it's the beer shotgun. It's a blast. Love this bad boy. It is, you know what's up there with? The invention of the wheel. It is that awesome, honestly. So I think it's wheel 1, beer shotgun 1A. That's how close it is. $46 in total. You get to be added to our super chat wall of fame. Appreciate all of you who are already on it. Michael Warnecki with a $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Michael. So great to see you in the chat. Cheers, buddy. Okay. William Sure, he's got a question. We'll get that in our mailbag later on. So, William, do not go anywhere. All right. So, I'm seeing Ryan say Jamar Chase may hit IR. Am I missing something? Can you look this up really quickly? I don't remember Jamar Chase leaving the Bengals-Falcons game last week injured. Are you guys trying to get me right now on the middle of my live show? It might be mean. They're for real? Is this a new development, or did I just live under a rock the last 48 hours?
So this was posted 3 hours ago. It says...
We had a meeting a couple hours ago. I might have just been in there.
Yeah, so it just says it's the first session of practice this week for the Bengals that he's most likely to miss. I mean, it is, well, this is Thursday practice.
Yeah, this wouldn't be the first session.
Yeah,
Wednesday would be the first session.
Zach Taylor said Chase will probably not practice on Thursday as he deals with hip soreness.
Interesting. If he does play, it might just be a decoy, right? Kind of drag Newsome away. So that's something to watch for, indeed. The interesting thing was that without Denzel Ward, the Ravens didn't run a ton of 3 wide receiver sets, so it allowed Emerson and Newsome to mostly do all the cornerback duties. The Bengals, they want to get Higgins, Boyd, and Chase on the field as much as possible. Without Denzel Ward, that means all hands on deck, right? Newsome, Martin Emerson, and Greedy Williams.
So Jamar actually briefly left the Falcons game, but returned like a couple plays later. Apparently, him and Trey Hendrickson are now both day-to-day with injuries.
Wow, okay.
Game, so.
I'm all the way in. I'm all the way in. I'm all the way in, guys.
That's all we needed.
Okay. Here we go. Really quickly, we all good on the 1s and 2s? I forgot. That's a cold open. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we're ready to jump into – we're talking about trades now. That is what we have coming up next here on the show. So, 3 trade targets. We're not talking about trading players away. Bringing bodies into Berea. We're gonna make some. We're gonna pull some strings. We're gonna make some moves here. All right, let's have some fun, guys. Here we go. Let's jump into a trade segment on today's show. We're gonna jump into a Cleveland Browns trade rumors show in just a moment. But help me grow my Twitter followers, my Twitter base, over at twitter.com. You might have heard of it. Go to @MatthewPeterson, and if I reach 1,000 Twitter followers by Monday Night Football, I will wear a pumpkin head for our Monday Night Football watch party between Cleveland and Cincinnati. So if you have not followed me on Twitter already and you want another spot to get your Browns fix in, check it out @MatthewPeterson. That link is in the comments and the description of today's show. What's going on, everyone? Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report. Coming up on today's show, it may be a long shot, but how about some trades that, for once, don't involve players leaving the Browns, but instead coming to the Browns? Chase has been ruled out? Okay, so getting ears right now, right my producer here right now, Jamar Chase. You guys have already know this already, but this is being filmed during our live show every Thursday, so this is like time machine time for you guys right now. I'm finding out for the first time right now. Jamar Chase ruled out. All right, let's get back on track, though. Ignore that. Let's talk about trades, players coming to Cleveland here. All right, trade target number 1, Daron Payne, Washington defensive tackle. This has probably been the most popular trade target for the Browns for quite some time, honestly, like going back into the summer. Now, Payne is on the last year of his rookie contract, and the Commanders are fielding trade offers. I don't think they're necessarily in a spot where they have to sell, but the Commanders are a horribly run organization, and they love to make bad decisions. And I think trading Daron Payne would be a bad decision, but that's what the Commanders do best here. So my only question is, will Andrew Berry finally accept defeat in this failing project of Taven Bryan and Jordan Elliott at defensive tackle? Here's my pitch, because I know Andrew Berry watches every single episode, no doubt about it. AB, you and me, buddy. If you're planning on drafting a defensive tackle with your 2nd or your 3rd round pick this upcoming draft, skip over that. Trade one of those picks to Washington for proven talent. Let's face it, dude. You have not been good at drafting interior defensive linemen. It's a miss on Elliott, and it's a miss on Togiai. It's too early to say on Winfrey, but let's just call it what it is. Maybe you just do not have a great eye for drafting interior defensive linemen. So if you're going to use that pick on a defensive tackle anyway, take someone you know who is good. That's my pitch to Andrew Berry. Now, here's my trade idea. I think if a trade went down, it would look probably something like this. I don't know if this is actually even enough, but a third-round pick and a sixth-round pick going to Washington. Might cost a second-rounder. You're not going to get a first for Daron Payne. He's not at that level, but maybe a third and a sixth could get the job done. We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, this is being filmed during our live show every Thursday at 4 Eastern. Maybe by the time you're watching this, he's already been traded, and you can laugh in my face for being horribly wrong on my trade projections. But what do you think? Would you make this deal? A for accept or D for decline? I mean, then if you make this trade, the Browns have one pick in the first 2 days of the draft. So it's a considerable sum right there. Parting ways with a third-round pick when you don't have a first-rounder. But let me know, would you make this trade? Now, if a trade does go down, we'll be going live here on the channel most likely. So make sure you are subscribed. I guarantee you're going to want to be a part of that live show when a trade or if a trade happens. So if you have not subscribed already, let's change that. Click onto that subscribe button today. All right, next trade target is Elijah Moore, the New York Jets receiver, who, remember, did not play a week ago against the Broncos because he requested a trade. Well, he's sort of walked that back a little bit right now. Listen, Ethan Greenberg, who covers the Jets, tweeted this out, and I thought you guys should see it. Mike LaFleur, that's not Matt LaFleur, that's Mike, his younger brother with the Jets, said it's a good to have Elijah Moore back in the building with the team. Added, we're all on the same page with everything. I think I've seen this type of terminology and jargon before with Kadarius Toney, who just got traded not long ago. So just because they say, no, he's back and everything's all good, we hugged and kissed and made up, not always the case. So just take it, not the grain of salt, but somewhere in the middle, because just because a team says we're having him back and we're happy to have him back, we're going to figure it out. Team calls the Jets and they make a compelling offer, they're not going to hold on to him because of what they tweeted out a couple hours ago. Now, Elijah Moore in his career, a former second-round pick, has been pretty productive. He had 5 touchdowns in his rookie season. That's not too shabby. Last year for the Jets especially. Now, he has been relegated so far this year. He sits behind Corey Davis and Garrett Wilson and Braxton Berrios in this Jets receiver room. But I think he could be a great addition to the Browns here. So here's my trade idea. Elijah Moore for a 5th-round pick. I don't think a 5th is going to get it done. I don't think Barry trades a 4th to get it done, though. So he probably calls and says, would you do it for a 5th? No. Well, then we're not interested. That's probably my best guess of how this would go down between the Browns and the Jets. All right, we're going to get to my last trade idea in just a moment, but BetUS, our proud sportsbook partner, has such an awesome deal for you guys. When you go to chatsports.com/bet and enter promo code Browns125, BetUS is going to hook you up with a 125% deposit bonus. You do not want to miss out on this deal, and you don't want to miss out on producer Patrick Seatman moneyline underdog for this Sunday. Patrick, give it to us.
We're riding with the Giants this week, everybody. Giants money line in Seattle. They're going to get the 7-1. Book it now. Seahawks can't stop the run. Saquon Barkley's going to have a day. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Browns125.
You could be a billionaire if you take the Giants. I think that's what Patrick just said. So make all your picks, whether it's with the G-Men or whoever else. If you're brave enough to bet on the Browns, by all means do so at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Browns125. Third and final trade target is Marquez Callaway. This accomplishes 2 things in my eyes. One, you get to add another receiver to this room that's really top-heavy, with just Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones doing anything so far this year, with some fragments of David Bell here and there. And you also get a return man. because the Browns have been a revolving door at kick and punt returner this year. Marquez Callaway, going back to his days at the fine establishment and educational institution called the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, might have gone there. Marquez Callaway, he did a lot of good things in the return duties there as a special teamer, so he can kind of kill two birds with one stone for Cleveland. He can be a legit wide receiver 3, which this team does not have as of right now. Now, the downside is it stunts David Bell a little bit, and I want to see David Bell grow, but it's going to take some targets and some snaps away from him. But if Andrew Berry sees this team as we need to make improvements in special teams and Marquez Callaway can come in here and put up some numbers, I mean, look at the stats so far this year for Donovan Peoples-Jones, Elijah Moore, and Marquez Callaway. DPJ, absolutely the leader. The difference is DPJ is wide receiver 2 on his team. Moore and Callaway cannot say the same thing. Both guys are buried on their respective depth charts, right? Callaway is behind, an always hurt Michael Thomas, a Jarvis Landry, a Chris Olave. Moore we went through earlier. So it is not bad reason to believe Moore and Callaway, with more targets and more snaps, could put up numbers like DPJ does. So here's my trade idea for you guys. Marquez Callaway for a 6th-round pick. The Saints love what they have in Olave. They've got Jarvis Landry. They've got Michael Thomas. Yes, those two guys have battled injuries. But if Dennis Allen is looking at his team and they're thinking, we're not going very far this year, we might as well try and think ahead for the future. Adios, Marquez. Enjoy the Guardian City. I could see that maybe happening. So let me know what you think of this trade idea, or you can just let me know what your favorite trade is we went through today. Daron Payne, Elijah Moore, or Marquez Callaway. Just put the number for the trade you liked the most down below in the comment section. I got to go with Daron Payne. I'm hesitant on it because it would involve Andrew Berry having to do something he does not want to do, and that is pay a good amount of money to extend Daron Payne. That's the only reason why you would trade for him, is to give him an extension after this year, and I don't really see Berry doing that, but maybe he will accept defeat on his plan at defensive tackle. All right, a staple here at the channel, growing week after week, is Petey's Doghouse. So, some guys in my doghouse going back from last week into this week. Backyard only means you trust the dog, but not out on its own. So you just open the sliding door and they can only hang out in the backyard. Not much further than that. That's Jedrick Wills to me. For a guy that's picked in the first round, I have defended him maybe more so than other people would, but at a certain point, I want Jed Wills to look like a left tackle that would get his 5th-year option picked up and be half a Joe Thomas, and I'm not seeing that so far this year. Joe Woods is on the leash. He was in the doghouse. He's now on the leash, which means he'll go outside, but it's like a short leash, not a retractable leash. You know what I mean? And for that reason is the defense improved against the Ravens. It could have gotten a lot uglier against Lamar Jackson. They limited Lamar big time. So he graduated from doghouse to the leash. In the doghouse, it's John Johnson. The dude preached all about buying in and being invested on and off the field. And then where was that effort during the Ravens game? That's got in my doghouse, no doubt about it. All right, favorite trade. Let me know what your favorite trade was. I got shell-shocked at the start of that cut. So, Jamar Chase is just ruled out now?
So, Jamar Chase, he's out 4 to 6 weeks with a hip injury and might go to IR.
When did this happen?
Like, literally when the cut started.
Are you okay, so we were just right on top of it.
Tom walked in, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that happened.
Yep.
I found out live time that Jamar Chase is out 4 to 6 weeks.
Does that change your prediction?
Browns still win.
Browns
win by 90 now.
Browns by 100.
It's a big get for the Browns, though, and I'll tell you why. Like I said, the Bengals, anytime they can get Boyd, Higgins, and Chase on the field at the same time, they're doing it. They're not a 2 tight end team, right? But the Browns, likely without Denzel Ward this Monday night, they need all hands on deck for those receivers. So to dodge a bit of a bullet without Chase there, that's huge. Because if you're going to be out Ward, it's almost like Stratego. They lose their number 2 guy too. Great board game. If you know, you know here. All right. Matt says number 1, Daron Payne was his favorite trade. Joshua Miller, 3 for Callaway. Don't have to give up much and would be a solid fit. I think Callaway's a sneaky one because he can help out in receiving and special teams, which the Browns desperately need here. All right, there goes some fantasy teams. I don't have Jamar Chase in fantasy. Yeah, I do have T. Higgins in fantasy. So that's a big win for the program right there. I didn't like the pick when I made him. I was all in on Travis Etienne, and he got picked right before me. So I had to scramble the Jets. All right, get your questions ready. Use hashtag Browns or Super Chat. We've had a couple Super Chats fly in. Wow, yeah, that Jamar Chase news really did break right as we started. Okay. Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks and makes him a prime candidate for injured reserve. He visited a hip specialist Wednesday and is seeking more answers about his injury. That's kind of scary. I feel bad for the guy. Yikes. Okay, so we've had a handful of Super Chats roll in. Did we get any during that cut? I don't remember seeing one pop up on screen. We'll throw the Super Chat menu up on screen just in case you guys want to, have some fun with us here at the show. Patrick Seaman and I look at this show as kind of the gateway to the weekend here. We both get Fridays and Saturdays off, and this is our Friday afternoon. This is our happy hour. This is our pregame. So, $2, it's a beers cheers / a shout out. $5, I've only done it once today. I want to do it more. I drink out of a dog bowl. Lap that shit up. $10, fireball shots for the whole show, Patrick and I. $40, we get out the beer shotgun. We used it, 4 times last week during the show? It was a huge hit. If you haven't seen it before, I'm telling you, it's a spectacle. $46 or more in Super Chats throughout the entire show. You get added to the Super Chat MVP wall, and it's got some legends of the show on it. If you believe that you are an MVP of the Cleveland Browns Report, you want to get your name on this wall. $46 or more in total over the entire course of a show, and boom. I mean, what's better, that or Canton? I can't. People are talking. All right, Super Chat MVPs, Brown Tiger, Soul Train, Jarrett Roush, Mac. We've seen 3 of the 5 big guns here today. You know what? If someone else Super Chats, might they take their spot, Patrick?
It's a good chance.
I think it's a good chance. I think it's a good chance.
Quiet.
It's been quiet. All right, we're going into mailbag here. Hashtag Browns or Super Chat if you want to get on the show. I see a handful of questions already filling up the chat, so Producer Patrick says we need a couple more, so 2 or 3 more questions. It can be trade related. It can be Bengals related. Whatever it may be, just use hashtag Browns. That way our software can pull it and put it on screen for you guys. Or if you want to guarantee that your question gets on screen, you can Super Chat, which Brown Tiger, Soul Train, Ryan, and Michael have already done today. That's a guarantee that your question pops up on screen. All right. Robert, that's a very good question that Robert asked. You just have to include hashtag Browns in your comment. Otherwise, we can't pull it up on screen. It's just, technology's a bitch. That's really all we can say. That's what it comes down to. Okay. Josh, I like that question. We can include Josh Miller's question there when you see that, Patrick. It's a good one. About Hankins. Okay. Soul Train using hashtag Browns. Very, very good. Are we ready to rock and roll, you think? About the same things? Yeah. If you have not asked a question before, I always wonder, what's the phobia behind asking a question? If you're in the chat, you're watching right now, if you got a question, ask it away.
There are no dumb questions.
There are no dumb questions.
No dumb questions.
I did make fun of one dumb question. It was really dumb. You put it on screen. I was pretty mad with you. I think it was trading Deshaun Watson or something dumb.
It was the speed limit one. Deshaun was caught speeding.
Yeah, that was a dumb one. Josh with a Super Chat. Let's go. Oh, this is funny. I like this one. This is going to make one hell. Josh, when this mailbag goes out and you see in the title, Trade for Bradley Chubb, this is why. You inspired the title of this mailbag video. All in for Bradley Chubb so we can say we have double trouble.
That is great.
That is awesome, great. Josh. You get a dog bowl not just for $5 Super Chat, but for, a top 5 Super Chat of the show, maybe. Oh, yeah. And just like in terms of creativity.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
2 Chubbs? Come on. No, Josh, that's a great idea. And also, the title. Ooh, you're going to throw double trouble?
Double trouble, yeah. To briefly answer that, though, I don't think you can rule it out. Like, if you ask me in August, that's not happening. But we're talking about a Broncos team that's selling and a Browns team that's always aggressive. Crazier things have happened. You know what that trade would have to be? That would have to be like the Tyreek Hill trade, where there's no buzz at all, and it just drops, and you're like, what just happened? Okay. Are we ready to jump into the mailbag? Okay. Use hashtag Browns in the chat right now if you've got a question, or you can super chat like Josh did, and that guarantees a spot on screen. All right, here we go. Let's jump into a live Cleveland Browns mailbag. Today's show is sponsored by Mint Mobile. Stop overpaying for your cell phone plan and start saving today when you get started over at mintmobile.com/chatsports. Now, I'll put that link for everyone in the comments and the description of today's show. Now, speaking of today's show, it's a live mailbag. We recorded this during our live show, which is every single Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern. Make sure to tune in next Thursday if you haven't before. So if anything gets dated or changed by a little bit here or there, just bear with us, all right? Ryan is the first man up to the plate here with the question asking, Brandon Cooks would make this offense elite. Browns, what could we give? The only interesting thing about Brandon Cooks is that the Texans were so hell-bent on not trading him this offseason. They gave him a 2-year extension only to change their minds 6-7 weeks later. That felt very strange to me. What could it cost to get Brandon Cooks? I think it would cost probably a third-round pick. We just saw Kadarius Toney get traded for a third-round pick. Sometimes these trades can set the market for wide receivers. Now, Toney and Cooks are in very different stages of their career, but I think maybe even a fourth-rounder could get it done. A lot of it would have to come down to who wants to take on his contract. Remember last year when Von Miller was traded from the Broncos to the Rams? Well, Denver ate a lot of his salary, and that allowed them to get a second and a third-round pick. So if the Texans agree to eat a bunch of that salary, they'll get a better pick in return. If they want to get that salary off their books, they won't get such a great return as they had if they ate the money. All right, Greeny is the next one up on the show. Any under-the-radar trade candidates love the show. Appreciate you, Greeny. Under-the-radar trade candidates. We've talked a lot about the big names, but every single year during the trade deadline, a third-string, fourth-string corner gets moved, and no one's ever heard of the guy. But it happens, like a backup offensive lineman. Under-the-radar trade candidate for the Browns, what about John Johnson? He has been called out the last couple of weeks for poor play, and I've been definitely behind the microphone of this. And I just remember Jeremy Fowler from ESPN did an article talking about trade buzz, and mostly talked about Kareem Hunt. But he included one sentence that said something along to the tune of the Browns might be looking to move on from some of their veteran leaders. Wonder who he was talking about. Might that be John Johnson? Interested to see if Andrew Berry wants to see DeAnthony Bell play and trade Johnson because they're not bringing him back next year. They're probably definitely going to cut him at the end of this season. All right, comment your trade ideas, though. Really curious what you guys have to say about this. You want to go with the John Johnson route, Kareem Hunt, whatever it is. Just want to see what everyone's different trade ideas are down in the comment section below. Brody, you're next up on the show. I honestly think we could still make the playoffs if we can be 5-6 by the time that Watson is back and we end 9-8. I don't think that's an impossible thing to do. I don't. Unlikely, yes. 5-6, they are 2-5 right now, so they can only lose one game to the Bengals, the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Bucks. Now, one game sticks out more than the rest right there, and that is the Bills game. You could talk yourself into beat the Bengals at home, no Jamar Chase, check. Coming off the bye, knock off the Dolphins, check. Maybe lose to the Bills, okay. Beat the Bucks, who are struggling themselves, check. 5-6 for Deshaun Watson, yeah, I don't think that's out of the cards. The issue is, this team has not looked like a team that can rattle off 3 out of 4 wins the next month. That's my biggest issue. Not that it can't be done. I haven't seen that from this team. They have been close in games, no doubt about it. They have had a lot of really close losses, but they have this big wall they run into every fourth quarter from the coaching staff to the players that they can never seem to get out of. Jersey Dog next up on the show. Who's available to replace Mike Prefer if he doesn't make it through the bye week? Good question. anytime you see a coordinator get moved or fired mid-season, most recently, I remember the Chargers, they fired, what was it, their offensive coordinator, Lombardi, last year in the middle of the season, maybe 2 years ago. But they would go internal for sure, and then Stefanski would make an outside hire after the season. Those types of moves are always tough for outsiders to really grasp because a lot of it comes down to who is well-liked and well-respected inside the coaching staff and during the meetings and all that good stuff. So I don't have a name for you, Jersey Dog, but I do think Prefer is definitely on the hot seat. All right, you're also on the hot seat yourself if you're overpaying for your cell phone plan. So get started right now by saving over at mintmobile.com/chatsports. Now the switch is super easy. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to waste your college football Saturday going to a strip mall and waiting an hour and a half to get a new phone. No, you keep your phone. You keep your phone number. Thanks to new eSIM technology, they mail all of it to you, and you can get started with wireless premium plans starting as low as $15 a month. Now, I'll put that link in the comments and the description of today's show. Make sure you check it out, mintmobile.com/chatsports. Great question coming in from Josh Miller. I wish the game was Sunday against the Bengals. If we lose, I think the Browns would lean towards being sellers than buyers at 2-6, and the Sunday game would give us more time for trade talks. I definitely think if you're a GM, you do not want to see yourself playing on the Monday before the NFL trade deadline. That's one of those things when the schedule comes out, we all go and look to see the fun games. GMs probably look to see who we playing before the trade deadline. I hope it's not on Monday night. Because, yeah, you are robbed of 24 hours to get trade talks done or to maybe be outbid for a trade. So that's definitely something I'm sure Andrew Berry is not necessarily thrilled about, but I also don't believe if a trade were going to happen, it would be boom or bust based on Monday night's result. These things tend to be planned more in advance than us fans tend to realize. Like the Deion Jones trade, for example. I don't think it was simply, wow, we suck on the run, making a trade right now. That one might have been in the works for longer than we think. William Schur, what's up, man? You're next up. How confident are you in our corner's ability to stop the Bengals receivers? A lot more now with the Jamar Chase news breaking live during our show on Thursday that they're going to be down to T. Higgins, who's had his fair share of injuries so far this season. Remember the Ravens game on, what was that, Sunday Night Football just the other week? He started the game, and then he was shut down midway through the game. Tyler Boyd is definitely a receiver of theirs to watch for. Now, how confident am I? Can't stand up here and say I am super duper confident because the secondary has been cheeks this year. But without Jamar Chase, you got to be more confident than you were with Chase playing. No doubt about it. Now, speaking of Monday Night Football, we will be doing a watch party, a live watch party here on the channel for the game. It's a blast. I guarantee you'll have a good time if you come up and show out. So make sure to do so by joining us then. And hey, if I reach 1,000 Twitter followers, which I got 100 and change to go, by Monday Night Football, I will wear a pumpkin head for the broadcast. So give me a follow at Matthew Petey, and then check in and tune in Monday night for the watch party, and you get to see me rocking a pumpkin head. Goodness, Pete, you're next up. After seeing the Bears trade Robert Quinn, do you think Barry would consider trading Clowney? At this point, you really can't rule out trading anyone other than 5 to 7 guys who are locked up long-term on deals like Watson, Garrett, Petonio, Teller, and Ward, Chubb. Do I think you consider trading Clowney? No, because I don't think he's going to find anyone who wants to trade for Clowney, who has been really hampered with this high ankle sprain. Maybe if a team believes, you know what, we wanted Robert Quinn, we couldn't get him, Brian Burns isn't available, we have struck out on our top 3 or 4 defensive ends, we'll take a chance on Clowney and hope that ankle gets better soon. But to me, it doesn't seem all that likely at all because I don't think the Browns are going to find anyone that wants to give up a pick for a defensive end who's got an ankle injury that's really been nagging him the last month. Now, the other interesting factor is, let's say the Browns do find someone and they are compelled to trade because it's just an offer they can't refuse, right? Like a 4th round pick. Are they ready to see Alex Wright start? Truth be told, he has been underwhelming. Now, he's just a rookie. So I'm not panicking. I'm not nervous. But I'm just being honest with you guys. He has not looked like a rookie who could step in for Clowney and be a legitimate starter opposite of Myles Garrett for the rest of the season. Just calling it how I see it right now. All right, speaking of Monday Night Football, by the way, Bengals-Browns. Predict the score for me. Let me know who you got and by how much. Come kick off Monday night. I'll be Browns 45, Bengals 0 probably. But for now, pencil me in for Cleveland 27, Cincinnati 23. Nice 4-point victory. How does that sound, everyone? Joshua Miller next up once again on the show. Denzel Mims should be a target. Don't have a wide receiver on the team like him. You know what? I get it because he's a name. He's a second-round pick, and the rest of the receiver room kind of stinks. Fine. Trade for Denzel Mims. I don't think he's going to be very different in Cleveland. He's just going to be the wide receiver 4 on this team now instead of Anthony Schwartz. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if Denzel Mims is a player that with a change of scenery could really change the trajectory of his course. I think he is what he is right now, which is a player that was picked way too high, and the only reason why he gets a lot of talk and a lot of buzz is because he was picked in the second round. If he wasn't picked in the second round, would we be talking about him as this huge must-get trade target? No. So yeah, Denzel Mims, if it costs a future 7th, I think it's worth a shot. But I don't want to part ways with even like a 6th for a guy that probably isn't going to be here for much longer. And if he is here, he's just going to sit at the bottom of the Browns depth chart. Last question coming in from Josh again. Wonder if we were in on trade talks for defensive tackle Jonathan Hankins before going to the Cowboys. We also get a super chat, Patrick, that rolled in. Was that a question? Kind of behind the scenes talk here between producer Patrick and I. But whether or not the Browns were in on defensive tackle trade talk for Jonathan Hankins, I heard zero buzz about it. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. Not everything, gets leaked to the media. For what it cost, a late day 3 pick swap, I sure hope that Andrew Berry is looking into those options. If he is sticking by his guns, that's going to piss me off because he has to learn when to give up. And it's time to give up on the current defensive tackle room. Last question now is super chat from the Brown Tiger. Any way to trade for Raiders wide receiver Hunter Renfrow? Go Clemson Tigers. At Clemson, we would call him third, and Renfrow, because he was so reliable, was Deshaun Watson's favorite. It would have been possible maybe if the Raiders didn't extend him not long ago this past offseason. It's definitely not going to happen, at least this trade deadline. Can't ever rule it out in the future. The NFL is a very unpredictable league, but for now, sorry, Brown Tiger, you're not going to have all the infinity gemstones of Clemson players aligning in Cleveland. Predict the score, Bengals, Browns. Let me know what you guys are thinking here. Josh, 26-23 on another Yorker, baby. Josh got a Cade York jersey in the mail the other day. It was awesome. We've been dying for a Cade York field goal. Here's a sad thing I saw on Twitter. Cade York, after the Ravens game, by the way, said that he could tell that the way the ball came off his foot, it was going to be good if it didn't get blocked. That sucked. I wish he kept that to himself, knowing. So you're telling me if there wasn't a phantom false start, he wouldn't have had to kick it so low, and it wouldn't have gotten blocked, and it would have gone through, probably only to set up a Justin Tucker walk-off field goal, but we would have had the opportunity still. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Happy hour menu today. We've had a handful of super chats. I owe a dog bowl for the Brown Tiger, I believe. Right, Patrick? From that last $5 super chat. $5 I drink out of the dog bowl for you guys. Okay. So, happy hour menu, $10, some fireball shots for Patrick and I. Listen, this is the point in the show where we're out of material right now. This is just overtime, meaning we hang out with you guys, we talk about football, we talk about this Sunday, we get our takes out there, and if we keep getting super chats, we can keep the studio. If not, then it's Steelers Talk by Chat Sports with Tom Downey rolling in.
Guys,
and
I'm not trying to go anywhere.
So
Our bosses are right outside.
Are they there?
Yeah, they're right outside.
Okay,
They want us to get out of here.
We're going to level with you guys. There are a handful of studios here at Chat
between
Sports. Just between us, we're going to whisper. Handful of studios here at Chat Sports. We got put into what we call the main studio, which is everyone can see us. Showtime, I like to call it. Usually we're in like a one down the hall where like no one can really hear or see us. We get to do our own thing. This time, the lights are on. The bosses are watching.
Yeah.
So if we don't get a super chat, or not even just a super chat, if we have to leave the studio, they're going to beam down on us.
Yep.
And
Just being honest with you guys.
We don't want to go back and do work. We really don't want to go back and do
Trying
work.
to stand here for a while.
That would be freaking awesome, honestly. Okay. Josh, if you could talk about another team besides the Browns, who would you like to chat about? I like how it says chat for Chat Sports.
Yeah.
You know what? The Bills have been like,
That would be a fun thing.
when you say chat about, I think you talk about a team like that has a lot going on.
Oh, let's go, Ray.
Ray, there's my man.
Keeping us there, and MR.
Let's go,
We ain't
M&R.
leaving the
M&R got
studio.
the message. M&R got
And
the
Soul Train
assignment.
got the
Soul
message.
Train. Let's go.
Let's freaking go, guys. Thank you so much.
That's what I'm talking about.
Much. Thank you so much.
You guys don't understand. Like, we're being very honest and genuine with you guys
We're
right
not
now.
leaving.
Not fucking leaving. I need to do the beer, please.
I
Another beer,
got you.
please. And then we'll get the fireball shots going too. Okay. Ray bidding. Let's go, Browns. Everyone watching right now. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof. Jaron Ferguson. How do you feel about Elijah Moore? I would like Elijah Moore to come to the Cleveland Browns. I am very nervous about one bad snap to Cooper or DPJ just torpedoing this offense until Deshaun Watson comes back, right? And even when he does come back, I don't think Deshaun Watson can make Anthony Schwartz playable. He's been a healthy scratch, right? I don't see it happening. Ryan with a super chat. Let's go. Appreciate you. You guys can space out the super chats, by the way. Okay. But Ray, let's go Browns. Ray, appreciate you. Brown Tiger. I don't know if these are insults, Brown Tiger. Are these insults? Let me know. Jaron Ferguson, love the show. I'm a silent super fan. You know, it's funny you mentioned that, Jaron, because Patrick and I were talking before we started the show. I wonder how many people watch the show, but they just, maybe don't chat or interact as much, but they still love the content, and they're just like snakes in the grass, kind of. All right, Patrick's on screen. You guys get to see him.
Hey, you guys also space out the super chats a little more now. We appreciate them. Just space them out a little more.
Trying to hang out.
Trying to hang out.
Okay. What were we talking about, though? We were talking about, another NFL channel we would host.
Oh.
It wouldn't be about, like, teams I like. It would be about teams that have drama, I feel like. Because, like, that's where you can have some fun. All right. Here we go.
Wait.
What are we cheersing to? Yeah. We are cheersing to, I would say, ready? Hitting the bye weeks now. A little mental break of not having to have not wall-to-wall football, but, like, a little break on Sunday of just, like, only having to watch 5 games. Focus more on one game. That's what we're cheersing to the bye weeks. Cheers. Cannonball coming. Oh. That's harsh. Oh. Wow. Okay. So that cheers. Let's put the $10 super chat that inspired the round of fireball shots up on screen, Patrick. M&R, we ain't leaving the studio. M&R, that shot was for you. Appreciate you, my guy. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, I guess I still haven't answered the question. The Bills. I think the Bills could be a fun, like, they're always talked about, like, Odell Beckham Jr. and, like, trades and all that kind of stuff. That's always fun.
Yeah. I feel like also maybe, like, the Jets would be. The Jets.
No, I would hate the Jets. I would hate the
don't like the
Jets.
Jets?
No,
I feel like the Jets would be kind
I
of
don't
fun.
like the Jets. Random team I don't like, the Jets. You know how everyone is like, there's no good reason. I just don't like them. I don't like the Jets here.
Yeah.
Brown Tiger, super chat, baby. Ba-da-da, da-da-da. MR with another tenor banger. Let's go. So MR has $20 tab so far today, $36 away from joining the Dog Pound, our Hall of Fame wall here at the channel. I'm gonna strike a deal right now with MR, right? I'm gonna go full Pawn Stars with you right now. Let's make a deal.
Okay.
$36 away. If you do a $36 super chat or more, obviously you're added to the wall, but we'll also do a beer shotgun. It's like a 2-for-1 deal. So, boom. That's the deal I'm going to make right now with my new friend MR. All right, Brown Tiger, F the Vikings, Patrick. Yeah, Vikings fan over here, Patrick Seatman. I'm telling you, I'm all in on the Cardinals.
Petey's got us losing this weekend.
I've got the Cardinals winning this weekend for two big reasons. Everyone's buying in on the Vikings off the bye at home, must win. No. I think bye week is way too big of a fallacy of like automatic win the next week. And, Call of Duty double XP weekend, if everyone knows about it, then it doesn't work. It only works when only a handful of people know about it.
Kevin O'Connell's undefeated coming off a bye. He's undefeated.
Oh, my God.
He's undefeated coming off a bye.
Are you doing the joke like Creighton football hasn't lost a game in 50 years?
Xavier football undefeated since 1954.
Yeah, All right, F the Vikings from Patrick right there. M&R with another super chat. That's another round of fireball shots here at the channel.
Claps.
If we get kicked out, at least we'll be buzzing.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Fact
Appreciate
right there.
The support, MR.
Okay, let me pour up some
Keeping
shots
us in the
right
studio.
now. Okay. A little harsh.
Beer shotgun and 2 shots each, MR, for a 36-piece. Yeah, I'll handle the shots. Petey, you want to handle the sheer beer shotgun?
Yeah.
Let's do it,
Deal.
MR.
That's a deal.
Let's have a day.
Handshake.
Yeah.
Handshake.
Team on 3. 1, 2, 3, team.
All right, here we go.
Thank
this
you.
one's to
What are we cheersing this one to? MR?
MR. I think it's got to be
cheers to
MR. Cannonball coming. Ooh, that's a little harsh.
Yeah.
A little extra harsh today.
A little extra spice in the fireball today.
Okay. 1 shotgun each. 2 shots each. I feel like the terms of the deal just got changed on us right there.
I thought we had a handshake here, MR.
That calls for like
it would need a little more. A 50-piece.
50-piece.
We'll do that.
That's a 50-piece.
A 50-piece.
Those
Those
are the 2 trade offers right there. I think that's fair.
Future AA members.
Bucky, say future, present. It's so mean.
That's a low blow.
Okay. So before
What's our shot clock game?
Our shot clock game. We always play a game here. And if we don't get a super chat, then we turn the studio over to Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. And every Thursday, we just brush shoulders walking out of the studio. They're very upset. They had to wait all this time for us. Shot clock game today. We're going to run through our underdog picks for this week. We talked about mine. We'll talk about yours in a little bit more detail.
You want to go conference championship picks?
Conference championship picks?
Yeah, you take your NFC conference and your AFC, and then give me your Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's be super cliche.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So let's do the underdogs here. Start with yours. Yeah. We talked about mine. I like the Cardinals, 3.5-point road dogs against the Vikings. That is mine right there. Patrick's underdog. Seeps, take it away.
I got the Giants. I think the Giants are going to come in Seattle and roll. I think and I'm a fan of the Seahawks also as well. I think they're still a pretty solid team, but I just think this is going to be like a Saquon Barkley, like, can he win MVP type of game? Like when he runs for 200 this weekend. I got Saquon having a day.
You want some interesting stats here?
Love some.
So Nick Chubb leads the NFL in rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, and average. He does not lead the NFL in carries. Pretty impressive when you think about that.
Yeah.
Do you know the last player to lead the NFL in rushing yards and not lead the NFL in carries? Kareem Hunt.
Really?
His
With the
rookie
Chiefs?
year. The Browns have 2 rushing leaders. Herman, let's go, Herman. On their team. We knew that before. But to have 2 rushing leaders who don't even lead the NFL in carries.
That's impressive.
Last person before that, by the way, to lead the NFL in rushing yards, but not lead them in carries. 2012, MVP, Adrian Peterson.
He didn't lead the NFL in
He
carries?
did not lead the NFL in carries in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was 9 yards away from the record, actually.
Uh-huh.
And another one.
Oh,
back to back.
Oh, JD. Oh, JD was a big baller last week. I don't
was.
remember if you were here for the watch party or was it the show? I don't remember. But Herman, Browns 30, Bengals 19. I love it. I talked about this at the start of the show. Kevin Stefanski has never lost to Cincinnati. Think about this for a second. The millions of infants.
In the Cincinnati
I would
area.
say they are walking, they are speaking at this point now that have never seen the Bengals beat the Browns. The number is just so high,
Millions
you can't
on millions.
compute it. Right? It's like thinking of billion. You cannot think of it. It's that
Can't
big of a
understand
number.
it.
The amount of people that have never seen the Bengals beat the Browns. And, I mean, to see them win, say, just back-to-back games, you have to go back so far in history. I mean, the wheel was just getting invented. That's how far
Trillions of
back we have to go. All right, Herman, $5 super chat. That is a dog bowl. While I drink, Patrick, you want to read this next one from JD?
JD sending in the $5 super chat. He says, what are your thoughts on Kenny Golladay from the Giants? Petey, how
Here
would
are my
you feel?
thoughts.
You get the notification, Kenny Golladay coming to the Browns.
A little bit of mixed emotions. One, I want to be optimistic, right, in that situation.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I wouldn't be too excited. I'm guessing it would cost the Browns a little bit. Golladay has a major attitude issue. He had a great couple of years with the Detroit Lions. He got paid by the Giants. And I remember, if you guys don't know, I got double duties here at Chat Sports. I'm a host and a producer. And I produce for our New York Giants show and host Marshall Green here over the summer every day. And I heard all about Kenny Golladay half-assing OTAs and minicamp and just barely going through drills.
Yep.
To me, it sounds like he got the bag, he got a little nicked up, and he's checked out. I don't see that changing all that much with the Browns. It'll also race to this point. If you're going to turn someone around like that, like Kadarius Toney, who I think has a major attitude issue, you've got to be a Belichick or an Andy Reid. Is Stefanski going to do that? I don't think so. He couldn't really control the locker room with Baker and OBJ. I don't see why it's going to be terribly different bringing on not a diva, but someone who clearly has some attitude issues in Kenny Golladay. So I think Kenny Golladay is a big name for fantasy football 4 years ago, and that's about it at this point. Brown Tiger, another super chat here. Browns 33, wannabe Tigers 30 on York's foot.
That's a great name for the Bengals, the wannabe Tigers.
I was like, what does that mean exactly? I like that.
I like that.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Brown Tiger.
Claps around.
$2. That's a super chat right there. MR, do we have a deal? I think we have a deal. The deal is $50 super chat.
For a shotgun each.
We both do a shotgun and we both do a shot. $36, one shotgun, two shots. So the extra shotgun costs $14. Yeah. I think that's what we negotiated.
That's fair.
We
and
should not
you also get the name on the wall for 36 or 50.
Read the previous message. Did I miss a previous one? Oh, updated terms. One shotgun each, two shots each. The loser of the shotgun has to do one more shot. If the terms are accepted, $50 is coming.
Okay, so we do the shotgun at the same time. Loser just does an extra shot.
We have the second shotgun tool.
We can do that.
Are you game?
I'm game.
I'm game. Let's do it. Lock it in. This is like deal or no deal. We took the deal, right? We didn't even wait and see what's in our case, right? I used to play deal or no deal on my phone all the time.
Oh, that's a great.
I love that game.
Great one.
All right, MR, we have a deal. All right. While we wait for that, or if it comes to fruition, NFC, AFC champions, and Super Bowl picks.
Yeah,
right? That's our shot clock right there.
Yeah, that's
Patrick, you want to start with your AFC champion. One rule.
all right.
Here's my one rule. Can't be the Bills. Can't be the Eagles.
Coming out?
Coming out.
Fine.
Got to dig deeper than that.
All right. Well, I do have the Bills playing in the game.
Oh, Jaron Ferguson chiming in, saying, if we make a deal to shotgun a beer straight down. Oh, there it is. MR.
There we go.
Whoa.
All right, let's get ready, Petey.
Let's rock and roll.
You ready to race?
I'm ready to race. I'm nervous. I'm good at, flip cup and beer.
I'm not ready for this.
Okay, we need two beers and the other shotgun. MR with the 50 banger, everyone. Let's go, MR. Get on your feet. Come on. All right, we're going to have some fun. All right. $50 super chat. That's a couple of shots between Patrick and I, and we're going to race shotguns right now. I don't know who's going to win this one. It's going to be fun. Get your picks in right now. Who wins the shotgun race? Patrick, I point at myself. Patrick or myself, that was not a very good sigh of confidence. That's like when Bryce Harper said he can't wait to bring a World Series to Washington when he signed with the Phillies. That's what just happened right there. Jaron with a $5 super chat, straight down shotgun. Jaron's just calling his own terms right now. Here's what I'll do, Jaron. If we get another $5 super chat, we'll each do another shotgun. That's my deal. Okay. Josh is picking Patrick. Let me know who's going to win. M for Matthew, P for Patrick. Who's going to win this shotgun race? If you didn't join us last week, we got this new awesome drinking device at Chat Sports, if you will. It's a shotgun. You load the beer in, and then you lock it up, and Okay. Jaron Ferguson, my boy Matthew, thank you. Ryan says Matthew. Herman says Matthew. Hambone says Patrick. Ryan says F the Vikings. He's going with me. I've got pressure. I'm probably minus 180 to win this right now on BetUS. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Browns125. Oh boy. Pressure is on. Patrick is running to the bathroom. He says he has to use the bathroom to pee. He might be throwing up. I think he's that nervous. The nerves are getting to him right now. That's where I'm at with him at the moment here. So, we're going to race shotguns here. Let me get the other gun ready. This is going to be good. This is going to be good content, everyone. We talked a lot about some trade rumors, and now we get to reward ourselves with a beer shotgun race. Okay. You ready to rock and roll? Ryan calling you out, dude. You go full screen. Go full screen. Ryan with an excellent point.
That was also my third one.
Okay, so something, I'm going to whisper here because my boss, like I said, we're in the Showtime studio. I like to call it Chat Sports. Patrick's got a bunch of high school buddies coming in for the weekend to visit, and he's going to go out with them tonight. I want to get him fucked up before he goes out, and this is the way to do it.
Oh, you already got me loaded.
I got it loaded. All right, here we go. Who you got? M for Matthew, P for Patrick. This is what we went to college for. This is it. This is what we went to college for.
Right, so
Are you ready?
are you cocked?
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay.
Cocked yet?
All right, here we go.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Browns. Holy smokes, indeed.
It's so cold. I'm literally crying. It's hard to do.
That went right to the dome. Wow.
That was
Photo finish from Ryan.
we have to go to the replay, MR.
MR, we have to go to the replay.
No, we have to go to the replay.
Wow.
Saying
Tie. Well, we're Americans. We're not British, so there's no ties here.
Yeah, let's see. Get the film.
Okay. Get the film. Tie. Photo finish. Ooh.
That was cold though, man.
I will say tie.
Let's get a visual here.
We're bringing Harrison Graham on.
All right, you tell me.
I think it's a tie. Okay.
Look at this.
We're watching YouTube on YouTube on YouTube.
Look when it goes down.
A notification.
Got a notie. Got a notie.
Who wins?
Look, this is a tie.
I don't know, Jim. Oh, it's a tie.
It's a tie.
Yeah. I will. Tie goes to Patrick, and here's why. I have to beat. Well, it's not American. I have to beat Patrick. I didn't beat him. I tied him. Right? That I think that's what we said.
All right.
So I'll do another one.
Wait, no, another shot. Not a...
I'll do another one. Yeah.
All right.
No, because could you, no. Could you just get another beer, please? Another Miller, or I mean, Bud Light. Yeah, I'll do another one.
Who's the youngest?
Jaron, who's younger? Patrick's younger by a year.
Yeah.
So
I have a year. Eric.
JD,
Let's go.
Eric's here. Good to see you, Eric. All right, thank you. That is. Okay. So we have 2 super chats come on screen. Patrick, we want to throw those on really quickly right now. And while we do that, okay. MR says check the message. The message, could you reiterate it? Because the chat can get bogged down, and sometimes I lose track of things. Okay. Yeah. Is there a trash can in the studio? Is there a trash? Oh, thank you.
So he says $20 for a rematch. Oh, I don't know if 20 gets me going again.
$20 super
That
chat
one
for.
hurt.
You want to see if you could ask you can call if anyone else wants to do one for $20 and race me.
Yeah. Hey, Harry.
Let me see. Okay, we might do it in a rematch here.
He says $20 for a rematch with one of you guys.
You want to do it? Yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy, Harrison Graham. All right, so we're gonna bring Harrison Graham on.
So
He's
we got
a veteran here at
for a
Chat
rematch.
Sports. And then we owe him a shot too.
We do owe some shots.
So here, you
I'll
take.
pour up first. I'll
pour up
drill
first.
mine too.
Like 5 minutes to at least some.
Oh no. We dive right in.
Let me get a little.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
wipe down
Well,
here.
we have to get it first. We have to get the 20 piece first.
Soul Train, did you get my super chat comment?
it's
Can we-
good.
can we
Nah.
put straight down shotgun. Jaron, this is the first time super chat for Jaron. That's awesome. Oh, while we're racing, could you please add M&R to the board?
Yeah.
Just walk on over, whatever.
Yeah, M&R. I don't know if I could do another one for just 25 or
Killer
20 right
shot.
now.
Did you cover Chase being out? Yeah, that broke live while we were in the middle of a
Yeah.
video. That was pretty wild, honestly.
Cheers
I was
to you,
pretty shell
M&R.
shocked. So yeah, Jamar Chase out 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, is that it?
This is for you.
Let's go get it. I'm right here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot. We need to get it still. I skipped all the way
Well,
ahead here.
he wanted me to do it.
M&R, I can't force Patrick to drink if he doesn't want
Dude,
to.
it might be a replay of next week if I do another one.
Yeah, so if you want, it can come down to Harrison Graham from the studios coming on to do this shot. But I can't force anyone to drink here.
Here you go. Cheers.
Travis, no new guys, Patrick versus Matthew. The way I look at it, as it's a
Listen.
draw for this week, and we just rematch again
we'll
last
rematch
week.
next week.
That's the way I
Unless
look
like
at
a
it.
50 piece comes in, then obviously
But
step
I-
up to the plate.
I've got one loaded, and I would really like to use it. So I just need a super chat to do so. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to put this back in the fridge. I owe a shot though. Could you pour one up for me,
Yeah,
please?
I got you.
Okay. All right.
Oh, all right.
Oh, here it is. HVM.
HVM.
It sounds like a women's clothing
Let's
store
go,
that went
MR.
out of business in the 50s.
Can I just say, out of all the compartments we have, this is the hardest one.
Out of all
It's the most
the
fun.
drinking.
One, you don't know if it's gonna work.
Yes, so we, at Chat Sports, have lots of drinking paraphernalia. This one is the ultimate wild card.
For a couple.
Oh, watch out. It's a little spillage. Yeah, it's okay. Because the pump is a roll of the dice. But M&R with a $20 super chat. MR, you get added to the Super Chat Hall of Fame here at the channel. Patrick will put your name on. We'll throw it on screen when we're done with our shotgun race.
So a couple other things too. This is
Yeah.
the only one you have to do cold because we called the.
Yeah, you have to do it cold.
Ice.
Right.
And chugging beer cold is not easy.
Right.
Like halfway through the beer, you feel it.
Right. I have conceded. Patrick beat me, sort of, because I had to beat Patrick. So
I think as the host, you have to win.
that tie goes to the producer. That's fair. Tie goes to the producer. Okay. Oh, I've got some here already.
I like that poster.
Yeah.
How many people on the dog hunt you got, yo?
Oh yeah, we got. You want to bring it over for a quick second? Yeah. Just be careful. Yeah. Okay. So this is the dog pound. So $46 or more in super chats, you get added to the dog pound.
H&T,
HNT's a legend. Matt Maurer, big time baller.
Michael Warney.
Warnecki, he's a big famous guy.
Yeah, get on the dog pound.
Yep, so M&R is being added today. He crossed $46 in super chats. That way you get on there. So MR, This one's for you, buddy. Appreciate your contributions to the show.
We got another one too, apparently. Is it added?
Harrison, I think I watched you before. What team do you do? You got some fans in the chat from Eric.
I cover the Bears, Chiefs. You also see me on our main channel sometimes. I should just put a video out. Yeah,
Yep.
add it on.
So Harrison, in case you couldn't hear, he does Bears, Chiefs, and then just general NFL, NBA, Dallas Mavericks, really anything under the sun. College football, top 4 teams right now.
We have 2 of the 3 undefeated teams in the office.
Yeah, Tennessee and TCU. Before we start, I'm going to put Harrison on the spot right now. The top 4 teams in the AP rankings are is Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Tennessee, then Michigan. Of those 4 teams, give me one team on the outside that gets in.
Oh, give me one on the outside.
Yep. So out of outside looking in,
Honestly, Alabama.
That's a cop out.
TC might
Go
be-
for TCU
Clemson.
or Clemson. Oh,
Who's gonna be
Brown Tiger's a big one.
Clemson's not gonna
Brown
win.
Tiger's a big Clemson
They're
fan.
they're probably actually.
Okay, we ready? Here we go. The shotgun race. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
And they are off. Looks like they both got started. PD
Petey
struggled.
He's so messed up.
Uh-oh. PD's got... I can't tell who's in the lead right now. The coldness is hitting Harry right now. It is so cold, Harry.
Oh my God.
Push through.
Did you finish or not? Yeah.
Oh, he said he finished.
You finish? That's what she said. That's what she said. You have no idea. It's like making out with an iceberg.
Let me tell you something else.
Oh,
Let me tell you.
wow.
Let me tell you something else.
I did not get a good clean pull. I only got half the liquid. I cocked wrong. Bad cock on me.
Let me tell you. Hey, let me tell you something else I've learned about these. I am convinced. Let me know if y'all disagree. I would have never thought this before. I'm convinced cold beer has 1.5 times the alcohol as a weed.
Yeah, ice cold. Yeah.
It just feels like the impact. Imagine if you had a good
Yeah.
cock. If you had a good cock.
Yeah. Jaron. Ugh.
Cold. The problem is the temperature.
The best part is when you open these things up, it's like,
Here, you want me to take these?
yeah.
Drop the empty in there.
You want to take the whole trash can? Here. Just take the trash can just throw them all out. That's what James wants. All right, MR $20 rematch. I think we have to have more respect for ourselves, dude. Yeah, 50. All right, Harrison says 50 if you want to
50
rematch.
rematch, we're all in.
I didn't say me.
Okay, someone
I'll
else.
rematch somebody. Maybe
$50 for the rematch.
It's just so cold. Those are cold beers.
2 in 10 minutes, guys, is just an injection
Yeah.
to the dome.
Shout out to Petey. Claps up for Petey in the
Yeah.
chat.
Okay, so
now we're shot clock.
so no more shot clock unless we get this one just for gravy. This point here. Back on track.
Back on track.
Football, but I'm guessing a super chat's gonna come in just a moment here. Jaron, for $50, I'll drive down and compete. Okay, so once we get super chat, we will wrap up with this conversation. Super chat kind of just extends the studio time.
Yes.
AFC
picks.
and NFC champion Super Bowl can't be the Bills, can't be the Eagles.
All right. So I'm gonna have the Bills Bengals in the AFC Championship.
Oh,
game.
you're the Bengals go all the way?
I got the Bengals going to the Super Bowl right now.
Okay.
I understand Browns fans, but I think them fully healthy, I think they could do it. So I'm gonna have the Bengals coming out of the AFC beating the Bills. And then I got the good old Minnesota Vikings beating the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game. A rematch of Monday night and the NFC Championship
game.
A couple
Yeah.
years ago. It's going to be Bengals, Vikings, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, the LSU Bowl. That's what I have. Vikings getting the win.
So you've got Vikings beating the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if I had said last year this time the Bengals make the Super Bowl, you laugh at me.
Yes.
Right. So I don't think it's outlandish to say remove the top 2 teams from the respective divisions. I also want to give myself credit. I had a future on the Rams last year.
Really?
Yeah. You weren't here last year.
No.
Oh, I beat that drum hard.
Really?
Bet US, all I did was talk about my future on the Rams. I was a billionaire.
You want to hear a sad
I
story?
donated all to charity, of course.
You want to hear my worst betting story, my worst betting
Yeah.
beat of all time?
Yeah.
So I had national championship bet. Like I chose 3 champions.
Yeah.
I chose the Warriors, the Rams. I'm pretty sure
NHL?
it was Georgia.
Oh,
Right?
for
They won. I think it was Georgia
Yeah.
who I chose. I did this like way beginning. It was $20 to win like $5,000.
Yeah.
I sent it to all my friends. I'm like, I'm doing this. I never ended up hitting it. I still have the screenshot of it, and it ended up hitting.
Oh my gosh, how do
I
you
was
not
heartbroken.
send that in?
Heartbroken.
Okay, so that's
All right,
Patrick's.
Your picks.
Yeah, MR, we are located in Dallas, like Ryan pointed out. That's just where, the Chat Sports studios are. My picks, and if you don't get a super chat, we'll wrap up with this thought right here. AFC champion, not named the Buffalo Bills. I'll even be bold and go away from the Chiefs too, because I think that's almost like 1A and 1B a little bit here. I'll go with no. Ooh, I'm running out of teams.
I know.
I'm trying to think of a team that could catch fire the last couple of weeks. It can't be an AFC South team. It's not going to be the
Chargers?
Titans. The Chargers are hurt. Mike Williams is out for the next month.
Oh!
MR! Let's not. Oh, good reminder, MR.
yeah,
you want to pour?
thanks.
Oh, literally. Oh my gosh, that's
I
really
have it.
funny.
Look at that.
I just forgot to take it. Patrick poured it up for me, and I forgot to
did.
take it.
Shout out to
Cannonball!
you, MR.
Cannonball coming!
Eric's asking a PD versus Patrick wrestling match. Hey, we get enough super
Well, that's a
chats.
lot of baby oil. All right. I won't do Chiefs or Bills because that's too easy. What about the Dolphins? What if the Dolphins are this year's Bengals? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What if the Dolphins are this year's Bengals?
yeah.
Hear
Could
me
happen.
out. It could happen. I'm
Could
not
happen.
very confident on it, but the Dolphins and the Bengals. I'm guessing the Bengals this time last year were 3-3, 4-3,
Yeah.
right? They just got hot at the right time.
I remember they lost to the Jets early last year.
The Bengals last year lost to the Bears early on.
Yes, they did.
They
That was
did.
week 2.
Joe Burrow had 4 straight turnovers.
I remember that.
Yeah, right? Was it 4 straight? Harrison. Last year, Bears, Bengals. Burrow, 4 straight turnovers?
Picks on 3.
Was it 3 straight?
throws.
3? Okay, I said
It
4.
might have been 4 total, but it was 3 straight throws.
3 straight throws, you threw an interception.
Yeah.
I thought it was maybe a fumble?
Or no, it was 3 and 4 plays.
3 and
He
4
also
plays?
had a fumble.
Yeah, okay. So
It was a crazy
it was,
game.
yeah. All right. MR, I hope you're going to Uber home. Don't worry. We are well equipped at Chat Sports when it comes to the drinking palooza times here.
We're veterans.
Ain't that a dog bowl as well, Ryan? Truth indeed.
a good
Dog
point.
bowl. All right, so I'm going to go the Dolphins for the AFC.
See, Eric, that was my original Super Bowl until Petey told me I couldn't pick the Bills. I was going to go Bills, Vikings,
That's too easy.
Diggs, Jefferson. That would be a fun game.
NFC, can't go Eagles. I don't like the Giants. I don't like the Cowboys. NFC South, they all suck. NFC North, not the Packers, not the Vikings.
Come on, you
The
know you want to
no.
choose the Vikings.
NFC West, they all suck. Really, I'm out
You
of
know
teams.
you want to choose the Vikings.
I really don't, though.
Yes, you do.
Kirk Cousins is not going to a
Yes,
Super Bowl.
he
Kirk
is.
Cousins is not going to a Super Bowl.
Think about it, Petey. It's not going to be the Eagles.
Yeah.
It's never the favorite.
It's not, yeah,
It's
okay.
not going to be the Giants or the Cowboys. It's not
Right.
going to be the Packers. It's not going to be any from the NFC South or NFC South or NFC West. Who's left? The Vikings.
I will go with.
Who's your championship game?
I kind of want to say the Bucks.
Yeah.
They're
You can
so bad
never-
right now. They have the worst rushing game in NFL history at the moment. They average like 62. Remember the 2021. Remember the 2000 Browns? Courtney Brown, not too much later. I guess I'll go with. Give me the Cardinals.
Okay.
This is a horrible Super Bowl prediction.
Bucks, Cardinals,
No.
NFC champion.
Dolphins. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
Bucks Cardinals NFC Championship game. And
No, I'll do Cardinals Vikings NFC Championship game, and the Cardinals win.
Okay.
Yeah, Cardinals Dolphins. That has to be an all-time bad Super Bowl prediction right now because I can't pick the favorites.
But that's a great Super Bowl prediction.
The Cardinals get DeAndre Hopkins. Cardinals got DeAndre Hopkins back. They've always been so bad at the second half of the year. This year it feels like the inverse.
Could flip-flop.
Could flip-flop, and you want to be better the second half of the year. Yeah.
See you, MR. Thanks for the love today.
Yep, indeed. JD, I live in South Dakota and can't stand the Fudge, Packers, or the Vikings.
Really?
I was about to ask JD what team do you like. I was like, I think I already know. I was like,
He was a Browns
I was like, South Dakota. I was like, what team do you like out there? Oh yeah, duh. Ryan, if the Cards win the Super Bowl
Great
3 years
point.
in a row, the team will be at home in the Super Bowl.
Great point.
Oh, great. Oh, it's a lock then. I didn't
It
even
has
think
to
of
be a
that
lock.
point.
Yeah.
That would be 3 years in a row, right? Tampa, Rams, and then the Bucks. I mean the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lock. It's a capital of Lockland, USA. Okay. We're out of time. We didn't get a super chat. Unless
Sadly.
someone wants to beat the buzzer. $10 or more in the next 60 seconds. Otherwise, we've got to turn it over to Steelers Talk by Chat Sports with Tom Downey. Hey, we had a blast here. We'd love to get a super chat, of course, because I love to hang out with you guys. But if not, I'm pretty buzzed. We've had a great time talking about the Browns.
Great time.
Talking about the NFL.
Yeah. Chopping it up with my friends.
Yep, chopping up with my guys.
Yeah.
Patrick and I always say this is our favorite part of the week, and we do not joke about that whatsoever.
100%
Sure
serious.
beats the meeting we had earlier today. That wasn't very fun.
Yeah.
This was a lot more fun. All right, we talked about the Browns news. We talked about the Browns trade rumors. We talked about a lot. We had some drinks.
Oh, we're not going anywhere.
Ray with a $5 super chat. I said 10. I guess we'll extend it for a little. You know what that is? This is an offensive rebound.
Okay.
You
It
don't get the
resets
full shot clock,
Yeah.
but you get the 20-second in college.
Yes.
These teams, there are teams making trades looking to make a push. The Browns aren't really doing anything making them look like potential sellers. It's still only Thursday right now.
Yeah, lock it.
I think a lot of GMs want to see how Sunday unfolds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's still early in the week. They don't want to be the GM that doesn't evaluate the market well. What do I mean by that? When the Cowboys traded Amari Cooper to the Browns for a fifth, they did not know the market well enough.
Yeah.
They were burned on the trade. There are GMs out there that don't want to make the first trade for a defensive end, an edge rusher, whatever, and overpay because they don't know what it is.
Like,
right?
For example, the DeAndre Hopkins trade, I remember a couple of years ago, second-round pick for D-Hop, and then Diggs got traded from the Vikings for a first. It was kind of one of those things like, oh, we could have got a first-round pick for a star receiver. You don't want to be a GM that jumps the gun.
Exactly. I think that's a very true thing. So, Ray, that's a Dog Bowl $5 super chat. Cheers to you, buddy. If we don't get another super, then we really got to sign off and let you guys go and let ourselves get back to our jobs. I love the Dog Bowl so much. All right. This has been awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Soul Train, Eric, Ryan, Ray, MR joining the Super Chat Wall of Fame MVP list right here.
Eric, we got to get out of here if nobody does.
Yep. Someone do a super. Eric, ball could be in your court, buddy. But here's our Wall of Fame Super Chats right there. $46 or more, you get on there. Jaron, the Dog Bowl is crazy. I'm going to buy one. Jaron, I would love that. You know what pisses me off? I hate that the Browns, they played the Cowboys in Dallas last time because AFC, NFC every 4 years. So they're not coming back here for a while. JD with a super chat.
All right. Another offensive rebound.
Yeah, Harrison, you got some fans in the chat, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, we're not leaving.
Jaron with a super chat. Okay.
Y'all thought we was leaving.
Show goes on. The show. You want a drink? Okay. Harrison will do a shot for a $5 super chat right now. Next $5 super chat. Put Mitchell Renz down for a $5. Okay, here's it is. A round of office shots for Chat Sports. $20 super chat.
What's the next threshold? What are y'all at?
We're at 173. If we hit $200 in super company shots,
Company shot for 200.
we've got a company
Everybody.
of 20 plus strong here. I don't know if I can rally all 20, but I'll rally 18 or 19. We'll crack some skulls and we'll get some shots flowing So we are $17 away. We round up $16 away from 200. That is the threshold for company-wide shots. I got to be honest, this is not something that happens often at Chat Sports. It's kind of the forbidden fruit to get everyone to come off their computers from what they're working on and come take a company shot here.
They're all out there right now. This is a full office.
This is a full office. Everyone's on
happens-
today. That doesn't happen. That actually rarely
Rarely happens.
ever happens. Usually one or two people are always off. Okay, I owe double dog bowls.
I am
Okay.
Michael saying, don't end. I'm on my way home to get my card.
Oh,
Michael, if you send in a $25 super chat, you're going to see a lot of people running this room.
$20 will get it done, but 25 is just extra
Yeah.
gravy.
Yeah.
Cheers. We got some. Jaron, y'all thought we was leaving. Not happening.
Yeah. And then JD kind of skipped over that one. He said F Cincinnati. Honestly, Jamar Chase now out. This game
I'm
looks
sorry,
a lot more
JD.
gettable.
Apologies. F Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Appreciate your super chat, JD, as always. Unless we get a super chat, we gotta wait for either I am Michael. The thing is, like, I don't know how far home is away from him.
Oh! There's
Get the
Ray.
office shots. There it is. Ray. Boom. Ray. Is Ray on the list? I think he is.
I think he is. I think we added him last week.
Do we add Ray last week? I think yeah, there he is. This is Ray right here, everyone. He's a super chat legend at the channel. Let's go.
Oh, snap.
Office shots, everyone. Cannonballs all around.
I am
Let's
Michael.
go.
Big Bears guy.
I am Michael. Bear down, buddy. Okay.
Cannonball!
Cannonball! Cannonball coming!
Let's ride.
Okay. Jeremy Beadling, one of the funniest people you ever meet, hopping on the show to do some office shots. You want to do full screen, Patrick? Ray, this is all from you. Appreciate you, buddy. Cannonball. We just did a lot of free publicity for Caddyshack. Great movie. Oh, we're getting everyone's coming. Let's go. I did, but the troops rallied.
What a sausage.
We got boys. Jeffrey Cooperstein, Brett Scott, Mitchell Renz, Marshall Green. Everyone's coming on to the Cleveland Browns report here.
This is my type of party. 7 dudes on one screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go, bro.
Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof. All right. We got.
Do they remember me?
I think I miscounted. Okay. Full transparency. I miscounted.
We're 7 away.
We're 7 away. We can't take this.
No. No.
Taking it.
No.
5 away. 5
Five.
away.
No. Here's what happened. I said no. Wait a second. I said 200. I thought we were $20 away from 200. Yes. We were not $20 away. Now we're just 5.
Away.
Can someone just send the 5?
right now.
Someone send the 5 right now.
No.
Super chat. Super chat. Super chat. Super chat. Super chat. We're 5 away. Come on. Someone do it. Dude, go away. 5 away. 5 away. 5 away. 5 away. Come on.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl Brownies! Let's go! Wow, what a rush! Oh my God! Oh, another 5! Wow! Holy smokes! That was something! Wow! We did it! Oh boy! Super Bowl Brownies. Okay, so we had some extra supers come on. Let's throw them on screen. JD, Brownies for life. Let's go, Browns. Let's go, Browns. And then right afterwards, you know what this was? This was sinking a 3, stealing the inbound pass. Tracy McGrady, another 3. Herman with the 20 banger. There we go. And then afterwards, it was just the free throws to seal the win. A kneel down from Ray, a $5. Let's go, Browns. Okay. We're going to end the show with this really quickly. I'm going to tell you guys right now exactly what's going to happen. You ready? I'm going to run through the remaining Cleveland Browns schedule, and I'm going to make a path for the Browns to make the Super Bowl. Are we ready? 2-5 Cleveland Browns. While I do this, could you tell me any kind of fact about 2-5 teams that make the playoffs? A percentage, I need something. Because we had a lot of fun right there. And I got to tell you guys now, for all the super chats we got, how the Browns make the Super Bowl. That's only fair, I think. Not drinking, Super Bowl bound. So here we go to wrap up the show. The Browns got the Bengals this Monday night. That's a win. No Jamar Chase at home, 2-5. Hungrier team. Lock it in. That's a W. Now they're 3-5. They go into the bye. Coming out of the bye, they're feeling fresh. They're feeling healthy. Jadeveon Clowney's 100%. They go to Miami. They knock off the Dolphins on the road. 4-5, okay? Then they go on the road to the Buffalo Bills. That's a tough test. They're on a 2-game win streak. I can't give them the win, even though any given Sunday, the Jets beat the Packers on the road last week. The Panthers beat the Bucks last week. Don't make them a dead guy just yet, but I give it to the Bills. So now, 4-5 turns into 4-6. Then the Bucks come to Cleveland. No way Tom Brady can get it done on the road in the cold, frigid temperatures of Northeast Ohio. 5-6 Brownies with Deshaun Watson. Yeah, people forget. He's going to play this season. Deshaun Watson, first game against his old team. Sends him into the shadow realm. That's a win right there. 6-6. Then they go to Cincinnati. At this point, Kevin Stefanski is 5-0 against the Bengals. What does he do? Back to the shadow realm. They're above 500 now. Now they are 6-5. Let's move, people. Ravens at home. They lost by 3 on the road because the referees helped them out. Another win for Cleveland. Make it 8-5. Then they have the Saints at home. 2-5 New Orleans right now. I ain't scared. At this point, Watson has rattled off a handful of straight wins. Counted as a W, 9-5. Then on the road, we come back to earth. Play the Commanders. Trap game. They followed the trap. That's okay. That's all right because they're going to rebound by winning at Acrisure Field Stadium, whatever it is now. Rest in peace, Heinz Field. Week 18 to secure a playoff win, finishing the season at 10-7, losing just 2 games the rest of the way to the Bills and to the Commanders in the ultimate trap game, but they take care of business in Week 18 to beat Pittsburgh and then in the playoffs. The team no one wants us to face, that is the Cleveland Browns with a red-hot Deshaun Watson-led offense. They go on the road in Week 1 as a wild card team. Who do they face? A crummy old Tennessee Titans. Knock off the Tennessee Titans. Then, once again, another road match. This one coming on the road against the Chiefs. Chiefs lost once at home in the playoffs last year. What's another one? And then they go to Buffalo. Buffalo, they've already booked their tickets to Glendale, Arizona for the Super Bowl. They're overlooking the Browns. Not so fast. Boom. Browns in the Super Bowl. Give us whoever you want. Eagles, Rams, Packers, Vikings. We don't give a damn. Browns win it. Boom. That is the journey to the 2022 Super Bowl champion Cleveland Browns.
You want your facts?
Yeah, 2-5 teams.
2-5 teams. There's been 144 teams that have started 2-5. Only 8 have made the playoffs.
8 out of 144?
8 out of 144. The most recent teams, actually pretty
What's the
recent.
math on that?
2020 Washington football team
That's
lost
5%,
in the wild card
5%
round.
of teams.
the 2018 Indianapolis Colts, led by Jacoby Brissett, actually made it and made the divisional round before losing to the Chiefs. And then the 2015 Chiefs were one of the most recent ones as well. Jacoby Brissett, he's been here before.
That's a tweet that's going to go viral. Okay.
Just saying.
Let's go, guys. This has been awesome. What a journey. We're going to sign off from a regular Thursday live show, but the Browns are Super Bowl bound. We declared it. It's prophecy at this point. Will it turn into legacy? We will have to wait and find out. Let's go, Browns. Patrick Seatman. Is Patrick Seatman on the ones and twos? I added some letters to your last name. I added a T and maybe like an S. I think an N, two N's. I'm not really sure. Let's go, Browns. We're going to sign off. We're going to the ones and twos. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. This has been a blast.
Everybody.